Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We're doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. Today is April 11th, 2025. We have the camera pushed out 108 feet. Today is April 11th. Oh, I just said that, I'm sorry. We're at 1488 East, 3010 South. We have the camera pushed out about 108 feet, and I'm hitting a blockage in the line. I'll push a little further and see if we can see it a little bit better. I was running water to help push the camera out, and that helped me get out to this point, but then I hit basically a total blockage. It looked like roots, and it had some toilet paper stuck on it as well. We'll let this die down. There you can kind of start to see the beginning of it. Those are roots. Starting to see some of the toilet paper. It looks like the water's slowly getting through, but I imagine if you start putting any waste down this line at all, that's just going to block it even more, and it's going to start backing up into the house. Trying to see, right hand side of the pipe looks a little bit suspect, like maybe that's an offset. Certainly I'd recommend having this line cleaned, but I would be sure to do it within your due diligence time, because it might be more of an issue than just cleaning out roots. The right hand side of the pipe, that looks like it could be the edge of a pipe where the pipes might have offset, which, if that's the case, that could require digging the line up. Once the line's cleaned, you want to have the rest of the line looked at. You know, we're seeing 108 feet, which is a lot, but we're not quite to the end of the line yet, so there's still a section that we're not seeing right now. And this is, I mean, a small example of what my concern would be. So this pipe is a little bit offset. This is on the more minor side, but there's a little bit of a lip. That's a spot where waste could potentially get stuck and create a blockage. Since it is an older line, I would recommend getting the insurance on the line. You can get insurance through HomeServe. I think it's well worth it. It's not very expensive, but they will unclog the line if it needs it. If you have a bigger issue, they can help offset the cost to repair it. I think they cover up to $10,000 right now. It doesn't cover what's under the house, but it covers what's outside. This is looking good. No standing water. Looks like you have good grade. No roots through here. Once you have roots, you're always going to have roots, and so that'll be a maintenance item that you want to keep up on in the future. And here, I would recommend getting the line hydrojetted. And I would specify that if that's something that you're wanting to negotiate. If you just say you want the line cleaned, a lot of people would only cable it, which is a lot cheaper, and there's times where that's the best thing to do. If it's actively backing up into the house, I would cable it to relieve the pressure, but here, to really clean out the root and all the debris, you should hydrojet it, and that would blast out the entire root, clean it really well, where snaking it or cabling it is just going to punch a hole through it. A little bit of a break on the top, little section of the pipe that's missing. I think this is transite. Now we transition to cast iron. As you can see, cast iron gets real rough and rusty. It will eventually need to be replaced. And this is oftentimes what's under the house. And so when it is time to replace it, that can be expensive and quite the nuisance. You can clean cast iron, and that would make it a lot smoother and help prevent blockages, but eventually it will need to be replaced. It looks like that was just a section of gas. It's hard to tell with the rust, but I think that's a clean out. And so that's probably why you have a small section of cast iron and then it transitions back. hard to predict whether that would cause an issue or not, but it's never ideal when you have pipes that have moved. Bear with me, my camera's trying to fly around on the road. I think I have it in a better spot. Now we're transitioning into cast iron, and so this is what's usually under the house. Another little edge there. That's causing it to hold a little bit of water because the offset's on the bottom as well. So that's a spot that would be a little more likely to catch debris and create a blockage. One thing of note with this property, it's a little unique in that you have a sewage ejector pump. And so most houses, everything drains into the line and it goes out with gravity. Your line goes out above the basement slab, which means that everything in the basement goes into an ejector pump and then gets lifted back up into the sewer line where it can go out with gravity. And so it's one extra system, one more, major component that will need to be replaced and maintained in the future. Now, nothing else to see here, so I'm going to end this recording.